That's why we went there today to sensitize the people that these developments cannot be accepted, because one is constricting a natural stream channel, and then two is an illegal development.
It will be recalled that earlier notices have been served on the affected structures. Onoze Yakubu, NT News.
Now let's shift attention to health issues. The Federal Capital Territory Administration is set to begin full implementation of the National Emergency Medical Services and Ambulance System, NEMSAS, in the territory. Secretary for Health and Human Services Secretariat, Dr. Abubakar Tafida, made this known while presenting a memo on the scheme to the FCT Executive Committee meeting in Abuja. Again, Onoze Yakubu tells us more.
As part of the National Health Act 2014, the federal government approved for 5% of the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund to be used for emergency medical and ambulance services. The NEMSAS program is to provide a pre-hospital care in the form of ambulance services to transport patients to hospitals at no immediate cost to the patient at the point of care.
The Federal Capital Territory Executive Committee has approved the immediate implementation of the pilot scheme in the FCT, and as well as granting us the permission to engage a total of 66 personnel for this pilot program. So essentially it's a big plus for the health sector, where a lot of delays would be narrowed, and where life will be saved and disabilities are reduced maximally or even avoided.
Meanwhile, the appointment of Abdul-Latif Bello as the new substantive director of the Directorate of Road Traffic Services was also announced at the FCT ESCO meeting. Until now, he was the acting director Department of Security Services of the FCTA. Onoze Yakubu, NT News.
In May 2007, the Federal Capital Territory Administration made history with the concession of Garki General Hospital to NISA Premier under a public-private partnership arrangement. Hakimat Aliu x-rays the system as the 15 years agreement winds up 1st April 2022.
To the average FCT resident, government hospitals remain the option when considering accessibility, affordability, and quality healthcare services. These hospitals are, however, challenged with health workers downing tools often, amongst other issues. Bridging the identified deficiencies is the Garki Hospital, which the FCT administration initiated as a public-private partnership model in 2007.
Their services are very good. So the public-private arrangement has helped to improve this place.
Maybe the private, partnership is the reason why the hospital has been that good.
The initiative, as intended, offers guaranteed services, upgraded facility, and improved healthcare for all categories of Abuja residents.
Throughout the course of this PPP concession, we've actually attended to close to 2 million patients. The figures show that Garki Hospital has the highest number of NHIs enrollees in the Federal Capital Territory.
Ever since I came here, we have not had any issue.
My colleagues that I will meet along the way, I will ask them how they will complain. I say no, the way the Garki Hospital attended to me, they are good for that.
Through the PPP initiative, the hospital has helped to bring down the direct and indirect cost of healthcare by offering globally available tertiary healthcare services within proportional rate and shortened consulting period, amongst other services.
The PPP has run with no single government subvention. So the full range of services we offer, the doctors we are training, all this is at no cost to government. So yes, we've saved the government a lot of money. So these are resources that has been freed up to the government that can be directed to other areas.
The efficacy of public-private partnership in delivering quality health care is no doubt evident through the Garki Hospital experience. With this now coming to a close and the news making rounds that the FCTA has issued the management of the hospital a termination notice to vacate, though all efforts to get the FCT administration to comment yielded no results. The question on the lips of many is centered on what next? What lies ahead for patients, health practitioners, and the facility? In Abuja, Hakimat Aliu, NTA News.
Many thanks, Hakimat. We hope for better days ahead. Now let's shift attention to education. Students in the Federal Capital Territory have been urged to take advantage of the fourth industrial revolution education so as to bridge the gap in technology. FCT Minister Muhammad Musa Bello stated this while addressing students at the African Socio-Cultural Development Foundation.
This gathering of students and stakeholders in the education sector is on a journey to where the future lies, the world of technology. With the collaboration of the FCT Secondary Education Board and the African Socio-Cultural Development Foundation, the future is already here. FCT Minister Muhammad Musa Bello, who was represented by the FCT Education Secretary Sani Dahiru El Katuzu, says it is high time we maximize opportunities in the world of technology.
The African man should gear up to use his brain now to be more creative, so that we benefit from the present revolution.
These 21st century children are different from the generation that we are coming from, and so we need to open them up to the changes that are available so that they will not be lost in the euphoria of times.
The CEO, African Socio-Cultural Development Foundation, Dr. Anthony Christopher, says the synergy will breed youths that will compete favorably with their counterparts all over the world.
There is a way to bridge the gap, and that is to give our children the technology and knowledge of the technology, and they will take it running. And that is why we're here giving them that free of charge, because they will do it. African children are one of the brightest all over the world they go. But what we're doing now is brewing them in their own nation.
For the 53 students who will be the first beneficiaries of the project out of the 280 trained from 4 schools in the FCT, the project will help bridge the gap.
The fourth industrial revolution is leading to a profound improvement in the quality of life to humans, but is also increasing the inequality between developed and developing nations.
A machine cannot easily replace the ability of human being to connect with other human beings. So therefore, we need high intelligence quotient to be able to work well in the future workplace.
The fourth industrial revolution Education Africa is expected to bring out the hidden potentials in Nigerian students. Stakeholders advocate expansion of this laudable initiative so as to accommodate more students, especially at the grassroots. Tessie.
The 2022 Batch A Stream 1 Corps members have been charged to keep the flag up as worthy ambassadors of the National Youth Service Corps. Director of the scheme, Major General Shuaibu Ibrahim, gave the charge during the closing ceremony of the orientation camp in Abuja. Rosemary Bilal has more.
The NYSC Director General, Major General Shuaibu Ibrahim, represented by the State Coordinator, Suleiman Abdul, urged them to sustain discipline, which they display during their stay in camp, when they eventually get to their places of primary assignment.
And I enjoin you to brace up for the task of the next phase. This is important as the entire nation looks forward to your roles in advancing the unity and development of the country. As you get set to report to your various places of primary assignment, I wish to stress the need for you to be diligent in the performance of your duties.
The Director General of the NYSC noted that the set of corps members were highly commendable, stating that cases of indiscipline were reduced to the barest minimum throughout their stay in camp. The DG NYSC also urged them to stay away from drugs and other social vices.
Furthermore, you should devote time to identify the felt needs of the communities and initiate personal and group community development services projects.
See how we can better the host communities, how we can impact on the host communities, and also help the skills better ourselves, because basically emphasize the non-presence of white-collar jobs currently, and how we can use the skills that we have been trained.
So it was very enlightening, and I got to learn a lot of new things too from the SAI program.
Similarly, core members who failed to conform to the dictates of the NYSC have been sanctioned in line with the NYSC bar laws. Rosemary Bilal, NTA News.
And in the same vein, Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule has assured youth corps members deployed to the state of their safety and security throughout their service year. He stated this during the closing ceremony of the 2022 Batch A Stream 1 orientation exercise in Kefi. Blessing Namfulani reports.
Declaring the 2022 Batch A Stream 1 orientation calls close, Governor Abdullahi Sule, in a message, assured the youth corps members that the state has made adequate arrangement for their stay in the state to be a memorable one. Director General, National Youth Service Corps, Major General Shuaibu Ibrahim, also in a message, enjoined the youth corps members to integrate freely with their host community and contribute their quota to the development of their fatherland, adding that they should take advantage of the NYSC Skill Acquisition and Entrepreneurship Development Program for them to be self-reliant.
As you get set to report to your places of primary assignment, I wish to stress the need for you to be diligent in the performance of your duties. I also urge you to integrate into your host communities.
Nasra State Coordinator, NYSC, Abdullahi Jikamshi, disclosed that 10 corps members have received 200,000 naira each as grants in a competition sponsored by Beggs and Belly Investment Bank.
On seeing how active the corps members were on site, they instituted a grant of 200,000 naira each on 10 skill sets to the best corps members.
I'm ready to incorporate all I've learned into fostering and improving wherever I'm being called to serve.
They should be expecting hard work, they should be expecting diligence, they should be expecting dedication and discipline.
Amfulani, NTA News.
Still talking youth matters, it is one thing to identify problems and another is to provide solutions for the problems. Some people are good at identifying issues, but with no solution for challenging tasks. Ifeanyi Ezumba examines causes of unemployment in Nigeria and ways to address it.
Young people across Nigeria are the most deeply affected by unemployment, as the number of jobless people around the world rose by 4 million in 2012 to 197 million. In Nigeria, unemployment affects more than 80% of the youths. Experts say the sincere fight to eliminate corruption in the country is an important and helpful tool to reduce high youth unemployment.
Unemployment, the effect of unemployment, but we still have over 33% of unemployment rates, and this is unprecedented. This is one of the highest since independence.
Non-governmental organizations, religious bodies across board are not relenting in their efforts at seeing that the youths are gainfully engaged as they form a large sum of their members.
There's no reason why a fully bodied graduate who is putting in their best and looking for opportunities should not be given a chance to showcase that best. So provide a platform where these young people can come in, get their skills honed, and actually interface with employers.
Unemployment rates are sky high. People are looking for what to do. And the church was actually brought here as a light to the world, because employers also find it sometimes difficult to find the right people who have been trained in the right way to know what is expected of them in the workplace.
I've also learned how to manage my business and my finance.
Another solution to youth unemployment is devising means to stop corruption, which would prevent governing bodies from laundering money and ensuring punitive measures for officials caught in corrupt practices.
For me, government needs to work simultaneously with private sector and also work with civil society. Why are they not collecting feedback from the third sector? Why are they also not working with journalists to amplify what government is doing and also build trust? Because the lack of trust between government and citizen is also hampering on how government can make progress, with their commitments and their campaign promises.
Channeling some of the monies to establishing industries for job opportunities for the citizens and the unemployed will make the society a better place. In Abuja, Ifeanyi Ezumba, NT News.
And away from youth matters to other issues. That will be after this break. Stay tuned.
NTA Channel 5, Abuja. We are everywhere in the Federal Capital Territory and beyond. From Amak, Abaji, Gwagwalada, Kuje, Bwari, and Kwali area councils. Stay with us, the Unity Station.
Many thanks for staying tuned. The Divisional Police Officer in charge of Gwagwalada, Chief Superintendent of Police Teso Tile, says normalcy has been restored to Giri community following the crisis that rocked the area, with victims responding to treatment at the hospital. CSP Tile responding to questions on the incident when he appeared on the security check program called The Police Live on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. Onotu Yakubu brings us the excerpts.
The crisis, which emanated from the killing of a farmer by 4 youths, soon degenerated and affected 7 more victims. However, the police and other security agencies, in a swift response, brought the situation under control. CSP Teso Tile described the incident as an unfortunate and avoidable situation, which was escalated by irate youths. The DPO assured that high-level engagement of stakeholders have been initiated with a view to bring a permanent stop to the matter.
We have set up levels of engagement at the level of the committee, community leaders, the religious institution, and in fact, the engagements are ongoing. Even today, we have a meeting in the area commander's office by 3 this evening.
We are being joined by the PPRO, Josephine Ade, via telephone to tell us more. Hello, PPRO.
The Police Public Relations Officer of the FCT Command, Josephine Ade, in an input via telephone on the program, condemned the act of lawlessness through jungle justice and advised the public to always allow law enforcement take its course in situations.
Justice is not complete without fair hearing.
Sure.
Jungle justice cripples justice. It cripples it. Victims of jungle justice may not be actual perpetrators of an offense. They could just be unlucky or defenseless. It is a criminal offense to take someone's life, regardless of the situation. And jungle justice is not an exception.
Beyond the Giri crisis, CSP Tile assured that the general security of Gwagwalada area is calm and appealed to residents to be cautious of their environment and suspicious movements. Onotu Yakubu, NTA News.
And in line with the theme of this year's Women's Day celebrations, the National Association of Women Journalists, the FCT chapter, has highlighted how pivotal mental health and hygiene can contribute to the well-being of women. Aisha Ali reports.
The month of March to recognize and highlight the plight and achievements of women. Anna Daniel is the FCT chairperson of NAWOJ. She is of the view that for any nation to achieve a sustainable tomorrow, the health of her citizens, especially women, is paramount.
If a woman is healthy, the nation is healthy, because her strength is all about her home, and her home is all about the nation.
The event focused on mental health and hygiene, especially among women, whom speakers say have a lot to contribute to nation building.
We want to advise if we can have public toilets in strategic places to be able to help women's health in the society.
Now, where we spoke about for us as women journalists is to create those spaces for women, to look for women issues, the gender dynamics in all situations and amplify them.
Participants were Uja, Aisha Uba Ali, NTA News.
The wife of Chief of Garki, Gimbia Hanatunga, has taken a bold step by planting trees in Kadokuji, Durumi, Karmajiji and Galadima primary schools respectively in order to sensitize women and girl child to promote sustainable environment. Zubaida Abdulaziz has details.
In their usual way to carry the original inhabitants of the FCT along on activities related to women, children, girls and the less privileged and the society, as well as promoting culture, President Association of Wives of the FCT Traditional Rulers, Hajia Hawa Ibrahim Adamu, says women's voice should not just be heard, but take part in decision-making in grassroots policies. These she made mention as the world celebrates International Women's Day.
This is in line with our belief that women are also actors and ambassadors in the fight against gender discrimination, early marriage of girl child, and LGB in particular. Women should be duly represented in leadership.
On a final note, permit me not to throw out the bill on gender equality, but consider it for peace, progress and prosperity.
And we also carry advocacy palaces by palaces, and we create a safe space in each chiefdom just to enable the children. We have to create the awareness and